Paul Newman, a multifaceted individual who seamlessly navigated various roles in the entertainment industry, garnered substantial acclaim with prestigious accolades like the Academy Award, BAFTA Award, and Golden Globe Awards. While his legacy seemed colossal and unassailable, it proved to be a double-edged sword, leading to significant strife in his personal life, particularly in familial relations and tumultuous transformations within Newman's own. Despite his passing 15 years ago, it is only now that his daughter exposes his tarnished legacy. Stay tuned till the conclusion of this video to unravel Paul Newman's enduring legacy. The passing of actor and philanthropist Paul Newman in 2008 marked a pivotal moment for his legacy, particularly in relation to the iconic Newman's Own brand and its affiliated charitable organization. Paul entrusted the management of this legacy to his close confidant and advisor, Robert Forrester. However, a cloud of discontent soon enveloped the Newman family as concerns arose about whether Paul's guiding principles and cherished values were being faithfully upheld. The first tangible indication that something was amiss emerged shortly after Paul Newman's demise, manifesting in an unexpected alteration to the label of one of the brand's offshoots, Newman's Own Organics. The packaging, once exuding a friendly and cheerful vibe that emphasized wholesomeness and charitable undertakings, underwent a noticeable transformation. The key change lay in the removal of the image that had become synonymous with the brand, a picture of Paul Newman striking a pose reminiscent of the American Gothic, standing beside his daughter Nell. Nell, Paul's eldest daughter, played a significant role in the Newman's Own Organics venture, co-founding and actively managing it alongside her father's larger enterprise. Described as blonde, attractive, and possessing the same strikingly blue eyes as her father, Nell was not just an image on the packaging, but a tangible representation of the Newman family's commitment to quality food, philanthropy, and a love for the great outdoors. The alteration in the label raised eyebrows within the Newman clan, signaling a departure from the visual identity that had been carefully crafted to embody Paul Newman's spirit and values. It served as a precursor to a more profound concern among surviving family members that Paul's memory and legacy were being compromised and, in their view, actively betrayed. The plot thickened and the mystery deepened when, in early 2015, Nell Newman's image was conspicuously scrubbed from the label of Newman's Own Organics. This unexpected development added a layer of peculiarity to an already complex situation, leaving those who had admired and respected Nell for her pivotal role in the company puzzled and concerned. What made this change even more surprising was the revelation that Nell had seemingly vanished from the very company she had helped establish. Newman's Own Organics had its roots in Santa Cruz, California, where Nell Newman, a passionate advocate for organic foods, successfully convinced her father, Paul Newman, that embracing organics was the wave of the future. The company's inception in 1993 marked a significant milestone in the organic movement, with Nell at the forefront of this groundbreaking venture. In the mid-90s, Nell emerged as a fierce crusader for the organic cause, aiming to propel organic foods into the mainstream. The company's inaugural organic product, pretzels, was conceived as the pioneering step in this ambitious journey. Over the subsequent years, Nell worked tirelessly alongside her father to turn her dream into reality, introducing a growing array of organic products to supermarkets and specialty stores across the nation. The trajectory of Newman's Own Organics under Nell Newman's stewardship was nothing short of extraordinary, marked by groundbreaking successes and a commitment to promoting organic choices in the American market. The organic revolution began with Newman's Own Organics pretzels, a product that quickly ascended to become the #1 organic snack food in the United States within its inaugural year on the shelves. This early triumph not only solidified the brand's presence in the organic food landscape, but also demonstrated Nell's ability to successfully bring organic products into mainstream consumer consciousness. Following the triumphant debut of the pretzels, Newman's Own Organics continued its winning streak with the introduction of organic fig Newtons. This addition to the product line further captivated consumers, propelling the company's reputation and solidifying its status as a force to be reckoned with in the organic food industry. Nell's innovative approach, coupled with her dedication to quality and sustainability, resonated with consumers and contributed to the brand's meteoric rise. Nell, now at the age of 56, partnered with business ally Peter Meehan to cultivate an impressive and ever-expanding array of organic products. Their collaboration resulted in a diverse product line that not only graced the shelves of exclusively organic food stores, but also found a place in traditional supermarkets across North America. The strategic placement of these organic offerings, appealing to a broad consumer base, played a pivotal role in the brand's success. As the organic line gained traction and popularity, it began to rival the established non-organic Newman's Own brand, founded by Paul Newman in 1982 with the assistance of his writer friend, A.E. Hotchner. The organic offshoot, guided by Nell's vision and commitment, not only carved out its niche but also posed a formidable challenge to the original brand, indicating a seismic shift in consumer preferences toward organic and sustainable options. Are you curious about Paul Newman's life and career? Paul Newman, an iconic figure in the entertainment industry, enjoyed a remarkably fruitful career that spanned several decades, from the 1950s through the 1980s. Renowned for his chiseled features and striking blue eyes, Newman was not only a heartthrob, captivating the attention of admirers, but also a highly talented and accomplished actor. His journey in the world of acting began alongside luminaries such as Montgomery Clift, James Dean, and Marlon Brando at Lee Strasberg's legendary Actors Studio. Much like his contemporaries, Newman carved a niche for himself by often portraying rough edges, yet charismatic outsiders on the silver screen. His performances were characterized by a unique blend of toughness and charm, setting him apart in an era dominated by the method acting style. Newman honed his acting craft with roles in a series of critically acclaimed films. In 1961, he delivered a standout performance in The Hustler, a film that showcased his ability to portray complex characters. This was followed by memorable roles in films such as HUD, 1963, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, 1969, and The Sting, 1973. Each of these films not only solidified Newman's status as a leading actor, but also contributed to the cinematic landscape of their respective eras. Despite his hypermasculine on-screen persona, Newman maintained a private and somewhat secretive personal life. Unlike some of his Hollywood contemporaries, he did not actively seek the spotlight or revel in the glitz and glamour of celebrity life. Instead, he remained grounded and focused on his craft, earning respect not only for his acting prowess, but also for his humility and authenticity. In contrast to the glitz and glamour often associated with Hollywood, Paul Newman chose a different path. Embracing a quieter and more grounded lifestyle, he spent the majority of his time in a spacious yet relatively unassuming 12-room colonial home in Westport, Connecticut. This residence served as the backdrop for his family life with his second wife, the accomplished actress Joanne Woodward, and their children. The Westport home was a haven of domesticity for Newman, a retreat from the hustle and bustle of the entertainment industry. Despite his celebrity status, he found solace in the simplicity of family life within the walls of this unpretentious abode. This choice reflected Newman's inclination towards a more private and meaningful existence, eschewing the trappings of excessive luxury that often accompany fame. A notable aspect of Newman's personal life was his passion for sports car racing. This wasn't a casual interest. Newman was a seasoned and accomplished racer. His love for racing extended beyond mere enjoyment, leading him to an impressive record in the competitive world of motorsports. Over the years, he secured 4 national amateur titles, clinched 2 professional victories, and achieved a remarkable second-place finish at the prestigious 24 Hours of Le Mans. This success showcased Newman's prowess not only as an actor, but also as a skilled and dedicated sportsman. As the years advanced, Newman's focus shifted towards philanthropy. His charitable endeavors were not just a token gesture, but a central aspect of his later life. The Newman's Own Foundation, fueled by the proceeds from the Newman's Own brand, became a vehicle for his commitment to making a positive impact. Since its inception, the foundation has contributed a staggering sum of more than $570 million to various worthy causes. The Newman's Own Foundation has established 4 primary focus areas, each reflecting Newman's values and concerns: aiding children in need who are grappling with life-limiting conditions, promoting empowerment, addressing nutrition challenges, and encouraging philanthropy. Bob H. Forrester's journey with Paul Newman and the Newman's Own legacy is a testament to the deep bond that can form between individuals with shared values and philanthropic ambitions. In 1993, Newman enlisted Forrester's expertise when he encountered challenges in opening his first international venture, the Hole-in-the-Wall Gang Camp. Named after Butch Cassidy's legendary hideout in the Wyoming mountains, the camp aimed to provide assistance to seriously ill children in need. Forrester, a seasoned consultant with a background in working with nonprofits, proved to be the solution Newman was seeking. Their collaboration not only addressed the initial challenges, but also laid the foundation for a lasting friendship. For the next 13 years, Forrester dedicated his efforts to the Newman's Own Foundation on a pro bono basis, illustrating his commitment to the philanthropic vision shared with Newman. In recognition of his invaluable contributions, Forrester was appointed Chief Operating Officer, COO, of the Newman's Own Foundation in 2005. This role marked the beginning of a transformative period in his involvement with the Newman legacy. Later on, he was elevated to the position of Chief Executive Officer, CEO, of Newman's Own Incorporated, taking on a leadership role not only in the foundation, but also in the broader business operations. Additionally, Forrester was entrusted with the role of co-executor of Paul Newman's will, emphasizing the level of trust and camaraderie between the two friends. Under Forrester's guidance, the Newman's Own legacy thrived. He reported significant growth in the company's top-line revenue, boasting an impressive increase of over 7% in the 6 years following Paul Newman's passing. The Newman's Own Foundation, under Forrester's leadership, contributed substantially to charitable causes, with donations surpassing $170 million during this period. In 2014, Mike McGrath, known for his work with Wolfgang Puck Soup, stepped into the role of Chief Executive Officer of Newman's Own Incorporated, succeeding Forrester. Meanwhile, Dave Best, formerly associated with General Mills and Unilever, assumed the position of Chief Operating Officer of the company not long after. The influx of new faces, each bringing their own set of ideas and leadership styles to Newman's Own, raises a critical question about whether Paul Newman's original wishes and vision are being fulfilled in the manner he would have desired. This uncertainty has become a focal point of scrutiny, particularly as the company undergoes leadership changes and transitions. Paul Newman's daughters and his widowed wife, Joanne Woodward, have been notably vocal about their apprehensions regarding the trajectory of the Newman's Own legacy. The disposition of Paul's substantial $600 million estate initially left them in a state of shock. According to their perspective, not a single member of the Newman family retains respect or faith in Robert Forrester and his management of the company. The preservation of the legacy that Paul Newman worked tirelessly to establish is now under scrutiny, and doubts have been raised about whether it aligns with the original vision that Paul had envisioned. The family's reservations and skepticism about Forrester's stewardship point to deeper concerns about the fidelity to Paul's values and principles. It appears that the evolution of the company, especially in the wake of new leadership, has led to a divergence from the path that Paul had envisioned for Newman's own. The disconnection between the family's expectations and the current state of affairs has created a rift, with Paul's daughters and Joanne Woodward expressing their dissatisfaction with the direction in which the legacy is heading. The tension within the Newman family regarding the management of Paul Newman's legacy becomes more pronounced, particularly through the perspective of Paul's oldest daughter, Susan Kendall Newman. Susan, who transitioned from a career in acting and television production to producing media for nonprofit organizations, has emerged as a vocal critic of the current state of affairs. According to Susan, her father's memory and vision are undergoing a disheartening decline under the current leadership. She expresses a profound sense of concern, suggesting that her family feels as if they have been taken hostage by Bob Forrester. Rather than honoring and respecting Paul Newman's vision and diligently executing his wishes, Susan contends that Forrester is more focused on self-exaltation and personal financial gain. From Susan's perspective, the values that Paul Newman held dear are being compromised for the sake of personal interests. She asserts that her father, known for his commitment to philanthropy and integrity, would never endorse the way the business is currently being conducted. The departure from Paul's original vision, as perceived by Susan, raises questions about the fidelity to the principles that Newman's own was founded upon. Susan Kendall. Newman's critique extends to the assertion that Forrester is allegedly more concerned with personal gain than with preserving and advancing the philanthropic legacy her father worked tirelessly to build. The notion that the Newman family's wishes are not being honored and that the essence of Paul Newman's vision is being tarnished adds a layer of complexity to the ongoing narrative. In response to Susan's allegations, Forrester has categorically rejected them, labeling the claims as totally untrue. The conflicting narratives between Susan and Forrester underscore the challenges in managing the legacy of a beloved figure, especially when family members perceive a departure from the founder's original intentions. At the age of 75, Newman took proactive steps to solidify his plans for both his personal estate and the future of Newman's own. In a carefully penned letter addressed to his family, friends, and attorney, he outlined a visionary approach to the transition of decision-making powers, especially regarding the business aspects of the Newman's own brand. Newman's plan involved delegating significant decision-making authority to his daughters. He envisioned the establishment of individual organizations for each of his daughters, collectively responsible for major business judgments. This strategic move reflected his deep trust in his family and his desire to ensure a continued family influence on the legacy he had built. By 2007, as Newman approached the age of 82, he had largely withdrawn from the day-to-day operations of Newman's own. Instead, he introduced a board of directors to handle critical business determinations. At the helm of this board was Robert Forrester, entrusted with the role of chairman. Despite this decentralization of power, Newman emphasized that his daughters would retain the final say on crucial matters through their respective foundations, underscoring his commitment to family involvement. However, the narrative took a turn as Newman faced a diagnosis of lung cancer in 2007. In the wake of this health crisis, just weeks after learning of his condition, Newman made sweeping changes to his will. The document underwent a nearly complete rewrite in the spring of 2008, mere months before his passing. Forrester maintains that Newman was lucid and fully in control of his decisions during this period. However, medical records reveal that Paul's doctors had observed a decline in his memory and cognitive abilities, raising questions about the state of his mental faculties during the crucial period of revising his will. The revisions to the will, occurring in the midst of Newman's health challenges, became a point of contention. Newman's daughters expressed doubts about their father's mental state during this time, adding a layer of complexity to the already intricate family dynamics and business affairs. The aftermath of Paul Newman's passing brought about revelations that added layers of complexity to the future of Newman's Own and the role of his daughters in the organization. When his will was finally read, it became apparent that provisions intended to ensure that his daughters retained positions on the Newman's Own board had been removed. This strategic move occurred just 2 months before his death, and it had significant implications for the future of the company. In the final months of his life, Paul Newman made pivotal changes to the organizational structure. Specifically, he elevated Robert Forrester and Brian Murphy to positions that essentially made them equal to him within the company. This elevation granted Forrester and Murphy unprecedented authority, effectively providing them with total control over the corporation. Consequently, the organizations established for each of Newman's daughters were now subject to the influence and decisions of Forrester and the board of directors. The ramifications of these changes became apparent in 2015 when Newman's daughters came forward with a startling revelation. They asserted that they had essentially been handcuffed by the new policies. Under the altered organizational structure, they no longer had control over critical decisions, and their voices were actively silenced. This marked a stark departure from the initial vision Paul Newman had outlined in his letter, where he had expressed the intention to involve his daughters in major business judgments. As the dust settled, it became evident that not only were the daughters sidelined, but significant philanthropic endeavors close to Paul Newman's heart were affected. The Scott Newman Center, established to honor Newman's deceased son, and the Newman-Haas racing team faced defunding. Newman's daughters contended that these changes were not aligned with their father's intentions, further emphasizing the divergence between the evolving management of Newman's Own and the legacy Paul Newman had envisioned. The removal of Nell's image from the Newman's Own Organics label marked a significant turning point, adding another layer of complexity to the ongoing narrative surrounding Paul Newman's legacy. The justification provided for this change, citing brand cohesiveness purposes, raised eyebrows and triggered speculation about the motives behind the decision. The assertion by company leaders that Nell was not widely recognized by consumers seemed at odds with the familial and foundational ties she had to the brand. According to the company's board, the decision to alter the label was driven by a desire for consistency in the brand's visual identity. However, critics, including members of Paul Newman's family, argued that such a move contradicted the principles of authenticity and family legacy that Paul had instilled in Newman's Own. The removal of Nell's image, a pivotal figure in the establishment of Newman's Own Organics, appeared to be a departure from the brand's roots and a potential dilution of the founder's original vision. The question of whether Newman's Own is still upholding Paul Newman's vision becomes a matter of perspective. From the family's standpoint, the changes in leadership, the removal of Nell's image, and the defunding of philanthropic initiatives reflect a departure from Paul's intended legacy. The perceived sidelining of family members, especially in decisions related to a brand. They were instrumental in creating, led concerns about the fidelity to Paul's vision. Conversely, arguments can be made that the family's discontent may be rooted in personal grievances, particularly those arising from changes in Paul Newman's will. The removal of family members from key positions and the alteration of the organizational structure could be seen as a contentious fallout from estate planning rather than a direct betrayal of Paul's vision for Newman's Own. Despite the internal strife and changing dynamics, one consistent aspect is Newman's Own remaining a nonprofit company that donates 100% of its proceeds to charitable causes. This steadfast commitment to philanthropy, a cornerstone of Paul Newman's vision, remains intact. The continuation of this charitable mission underscores the enduring impact of Newman's legacy, even as other aspects of the organization undergo transformation and scrutiny. What do you think about Paul Newman's Tarnished legacy? Leave us your comments in the section below. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this and see you in the next videos. Goodbye.